What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Consider the Ravens podcast. This is episode number 14, and I tried to get someone on for this episode, but schedules were conflicting. So, however, I've got several guests lined up for the next several episodes. So I'm not entirely sure if there ever will be another solo episode. There might be in the distant future. However, for for the next few, maybe 6 or 7 episodes at least, I've got guests, okay? And we are coordinating times to record, and y'all are going to love them. They are all my good friends from church, fellow leaders. Some of them are my students that I lead myself. Some of them are my leaders, my spiritual authorities that I have in my life that I go to for advice, and that I help in ministry. They're pastors that are in my life and they have become friends that I hope they stay friends for a long time. So these are the kind of people that I learn from and the kind of people that I teach on a weekly basis. Sometimes on a daily basis. It just depends on, what's going on in all of our lives. If I had it my way, it would kind of be a daily basis where I would talk to them and learn from them or teach them, depending on who it was. But all that being said, thank you for coming by. I know I just said a lot of stuff. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. And if you're on Spotify, hit that follow button. Yes, even with the new camera and mics, I'm hoping it is looking better and sounding better. I'm still doing the video exclusive on YouTube and the audio only on Spotify. And that's just how we're doing things, because I don't know why, but I like it that way. Either way, if you're on Spotify, I hope it is really sounding a lot better. I've got these new Rode mics that I've got hooked to my head right now, right there. Obviously, you're on Spotify, so you can't see where I just pointed. But on YouTube, you can also see that it looks a lot better. Now, I'm kind of looking at the camera, and it looks like it might be slightly crooked, but I could be wrong about that, because it's just a weird angle. I've got you to my left. But in the future, we will be filming. You won't see this on YouTube. You will not see this backdrop. You won't see this setting. We will be filming at the church because they've got really nice small group rooms that aren't used sometimes during the week. That I love the aesthetic. They just got some really nice lamps, some really good wall art, and some super comfortable chairs. It's much nicer than this, and obviously if I'm having guests, they're not going to fit in this little corner with me, and I don't have a spot in my room or in my house that I can trust to be comfortable and private, right? Because I don't live alone, and I can't expect everyone that I live with, aka my parents, to adhere to my podcast recording schedule. So we're going to be going to the church every time that we record and filming there. Now, I don't know if it'll be in the same room every time, because it just depends on what time we can meet and if that room is being used at that time. Either way, it will look so much better. Even with the camera right now, this looks a lot better, but the aesthetic and the lighting and just the overall background and setting will be a lot better in very near future episodes. Just thought you should know that. I've been figuring this camera out and these mics out for the last week, maybe a week and a half, and it's been a journey. I tell you what, it has been a journey. I have filmed hours and hours and hours worth of content where the mics weren't working right. Or sorry, not that they weren't working right, but that I didn't know how to use them properly, and I didn't have them matched. I didn't have them paired, or I didn't have them plugged in right. So I would have an hour's worth of a video with no audio at all. So I'd had to delete it. And then I didn't even know that yet until after I recorded maybe 3 or 4 different videos. So the most recent one that really helped me out a lot was I tried to do a pickleball video with some of my students, and I filmed for like, I don't know, 3 hours of us out there playing. And that's when I found out that, so since I bought the Rode mics in 2 separate sets, I bought one set of 2 and then I bought one separately. The one separately doesn't automatically connect to the transmitter, and I don't know why I thought that, but that's what I thought that it would do. But it's not how it works. So only one mic automatically connects to the transmitter that I had. So for the entire video, only one mic was being used, and I didn't know it. Not only that, but we played about 4, maybe 5 games. The first game, I guess the camera overheated or something, and it cut off about right, I don't know, 10 minutes, maybe 5 minutes before it actually ended. Daggum. And then you missed the entire second game, which was 3 times as long as the first game. And you would have witnessed my greatest comeback in pickleball history, at least my pickleball history. Would have been awesome. You missed it. So I noticed that after finally checking, after like 2 hours, maybe an hour, hour and a half actually, I finally decided I wanted to check. And that's when I found out that it no longer recording. Great. So I turned it back on to record our 3rd game. And I record our 3rd game. And then I record a game of one-on-one with Andrew. And then I record a game of one-on-one between Connor and Jet. By the way, I introduced you to everyone in that video that I'm talking about now. Now I'm remembering that you don't know who those people are. All these are my students. So I recorded the Connor versus Jet, and then I played the winner of that because it was winners versus winners. I beat Andrew, Connor beat Jet, and then I beat Connor. And we played all those games. When I played Andrew, he got so mad the first time that I played Andrew. He got so mad that he went to act like he was throwing his paddle, and we were super sweaty. And he didn't have the greatest grip on it at the time, I guess. And it kind of slipped out of his hand and went right at me and hit me right in the hand right here. Gosh, I wish I would have saved that. Anyways, all of that content, including the very last game that I played against Andrew, he swept me 5-0. Like, he swept me 5-0. I didn't even get to serve one time. It was crazy. So, I recorded all the way from the 3rd game to the very end in slow motion. How stupid is that? I didn't realize that I accidentally hit the button to swap the settings to slow motion. So I record about 2 hours, maybe an hour 45 minutes to 2 hours of content in slow motion, which means you couldn't hear any commentary that anybody was saying. And everything was like, okay, bounce the ball, serve, ball's flying, bounces, gets hit back. And that's how slow it was for 2 hours. Great stuff, right? Freaking awesome, great, amazing stuff. And I didn't think about it, but I deleted it all. And after I deleted everything, I realized I probably should have kept the clip of Andrew slow motion throwing the paddle at me, because that would have been a hilarious slow motion clip. But I didn't think about it till afterwards. I did a little bit of research after that. I figured out to pay attention to the settings on the camera, and I figured out that I had to go on my phone, I had to connect the receiver or the transmitter to my phone with a USB-C to Lightning cable, and then open up an app that was for the Rode mics and change it. Or I didn't really have to change it, but I had to go on there and hit pair so I could pair a second mic to the transmitter, because now one transmitter has access to connecting to 2 separate mics. There's also a setting on there where I could record the 2 different audios on 2 different channels and edit them separately, or I can merge them and just be, good Lord, and it just all be one singular audio file for me to edit, which is probably what I'm going to do mostly, because I don't think I'm going to need to be too particular about having multiple different channels of audio to edit. Anyways, those are the struggles that I've been going through, figuring out this whole content creation thing with all this advanced equipment that I've purchased. But I have figured out how to connect it to my computer and live stream with it on Twitch and YouTube. And the last few streams have seen that if you've dropped by. So it looks a lot better on Twitch and YouTube. If you want to go on there, follow and subscribe. Or I guess that is this YouTube, so subscribe here if you want to see those really good face cam live streams. Might have a just chatting soon. It just depends. That being said, I love you guys. Thank you for being on this journey with me, and just know that several guests are coming, and you're going to love every one of them. Every one of them has a great story to tell, and they've been through some things that helped them grow, and that I know will help you grow as well. So the first time you see them, you're going to learn about them, and the second time you see them, and there will be a second time for every one of them, the second time you see them will be deep diving into some real subjects. But to begin with, you will get to know all of them. You will know their story, and you will know them as a friend, as my friend. Okay? Okay. I'm excited. I'm trying to figure out who is going to be the next, like the first one. I've got an idea, but I've just got to see if they can record Monday, or maybe even Sunday. Either way, thank you guys for coming by, viewing, listening, subscribing, liking, and hit the bell icon. All of those things, thank you guys. If you're on Spotify and you're not following, hit that follow button. If you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. Thank you for another great episode of the Consider the Ravens podcast, and I will see you in the next one.